Well, here we are, everybody, coming down the home stretch. And let me tell you, um, this has been a very good week. I am incredibly impressed with the group, with buddies. Y'all came out. I'm actually pretty shocked. I really am. This has been a really fun week. And I'm not going to lie, maybe keep your eye open for Tuesday. Okay? I'm not going to say much more, but maybe keep an eye out for Tuesday. Anyway, we're going to come down the home stretch, the final three, and this is actually the end of the list. I actually decided to do the B-sides before I even did the final three, and that is, of course, Mago, starting off with Mago, and I'm pretty excited for this, I think. I should be, right? That was a jump scare. Hey. Glad they were able to get that in. Love that bob on her. Has some shades of disco. Some dance. I should say maybe like more like disco and club. Ah. Huh. I don't know quite what to say. I think the song's fine. I think it's good. Okay. So this song is pretty cool. There's a couple things, regardless of, whatever I'm feeling. Like, I feel like that the song has a really nice energy to it, first and foremost, which I feel like is actually kind of needed in a lot of senses. Mainly because I feel like that this song is kind of a little bit slinky, and it's kind of got this like speakeasy disco club. I do feel like that this song has a better showing of their maturity than other songs that have been kind of meant for that in a lot of senses. I feel like that this song really has a nice maturity feel to it, and I feel like it's a little bit more fitting. I remember actually seeing like in the guide they talked about the pole dancing. I was wondering if they were ever gonna actually bust that out for something, or if maybe they would do that more for like a concert, or if they saw it maybe it was like too spicy for K-pop, or like maybe for GFriend's image. I don't know, but it was kind of cool to actually see it kind of manifest here. I think one thing that's also kind of nice about this song, though, and I feel like with most of their songs where they are doing a little bit more of the flirty, sexy feel, that it's not so overtly in my face where I'm just like, oof, okay, There's a couple of groups that I remember having on here that I was just like, ooh. Funny enough, actually, interestingly enough, there was actually one group, still to this day, the only group to ever actually have a video of mine get demonetized and limited due to sexual content, and that actually belongs to AOA. Interestingly enough, that song caused me a little bit of grief, but that's the thing, and like this is very different, very very different, and because it still has that feel, it still has that idea, that kind of, like I said, a little bit more risque, but it's not so to the point where I'm just like, oof, oh boy, it's the one thing that actually is kind of like a little bit interesting, because I do genuinely prefer like a lot of the girl group music. I genuinely do, but there's sometimes like watching some music videos, I'm like, oh, I don't know where to look. But this does not give that problem, except for maybe that part. But it is kind of also nice to see them as like adults acting like adults. I will say there is a few acts in K-pop where like they're in their 30s or like mid 20s and 30s, and they still act like they would from debut, and I'm just like, you're kind of a grown woman. You don't need to. And actually, kind of the same thing with some guy groups too. Like there's a couple of them where like a couple of the boys just can't let go of the aegyo, and it's just like, bro, you're 35, something like that. It's an interesting, delicate balance. But I thought this song was pretty good, but it does feel like a big departure again. I felt like, yeah, still kind of looking for that GFriend identity, and it kind of felt a little gone. And here we are, everybody, wrapping it up with their second to last song, Flower Garden. Yep, that's it. And I'm actually pretty excited for this. Every single time they talk about nature, it's always super good. That was cool. You know, lyrically speaking, that might be one of the better songs. I liked the imagery that they used. I liked the fact that they used it in a way and in a form to help kind of like comfort everything. I feel like that's a little underrated. They've had songs before that I'm like, okay, yeah, the lyrics and the content of the lyrics is great, but in reality, like, it always was more for like a theme of the song. This to me kind of feels like a first where I'm reading it where I'm like, okay, this is kind of like them really putting out some, you know, more grounded and more, I would say, like lyrics that are meant to comfort. And actually, I kind of think that it is a little bit interesting that this kind of came up at the second to last song. And, you know, honestly, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I really, really just hope and for the best of them, for them. I really do. I think the song was really good. The choreography was actually really crazy. Holy cow. The one thing that I think had definitely remained the most unchanged about GFriend throughout their career that we've seen is they definitely kept the same dance style for sure. A lot of that formation dance, they were, you know, they had perfected it. That is really cool. A very powerful, striking mixture with really soft poses and a lot of really nice formation. I really like the fact that they kind of are very much getting to the point where they're good storytellers with the choreography, whether it be through the arm movements, the hand movements, the striking of the legs. They really have a really good disposition to be able to have enough stage awareness to kind of know when and where things should be emphasized. It really helps out with that kind of feeling and that kind of idea of what they're trying to sell you. It's a very solid way to be able to perform. I think a lot of times I feel like that this is why I think that it's totally true that they are such good all-around performers. They have had legitimately some of the greatest like ability to sing and dance and like have a good mix of both of that. The fact that I feel like that like when I'm watching them, I just think that everything is so believable is a whole nother thing. I do think that they are one of the better all-arounders when it comes to like singing, performing, acting, you know, when it comes to like the music videos and whatnot, and like just getting the message across with the dancing, the choreography, the realism, when to be ethereal, when to have a little bit more of that other innocent touch. Everything about them is really actually just a solid all-around kind of feel. And I think it's just because they are just that kind of good a performer. Really, really might be just one of the more underrated things about another underrated thing about GFriend, if I'm being honest. It's actually impressive. And to end it all off with, of course, no surprise, their newest song. I think it's called The Season of Memories. I think that's what I read. And what a way to go out. What a good song to go out on.
것까지 믿기지 않았어. 돌고 돌아 시간 속에 다시 만났어. 시계바늘이 밤을
I love that bow.
가르며 멀리 왔지만 우리의 거린 그대로야. 같은 계절 속을 맴돌다 어느 날 불쑥 내게로 온 거야. 보고파서 사실만이 지금 눈앞이 꿈만 같아. 오래 기다렸잖아. 이제 더는 멀어지지만 전부 사라질 것까지 믿기지 않았어. 돌고 돌아 시간 속에 다시 만났어. 어떤 순간에도 널 기다렸어. 끝까지 너를 택할게. 나로 이어졌던 나로 새겨졌던 우리의 다정한 그 계절 속에 영원히 함께할 거야. 더 멀리 가려고 더 깊어지려고 우리 이야기들이 시작된 거야. 그토록 빛나던 눈빛이 꿈속에서조차 생각이 났어. 이제 알게 됐잖아. 너와 나의 이 길은 처음부터 나였었던 걸. 전부 사라질 것까지 믿기지 않았어. 돌고 돌아 시간 속에 다시 만났어. 어떤 순간에도 널 기다렸어. 끝까지 너를 택할게. 비로소 간절한 이 맘이 내게 닿았을까. 우리 사랑했던 날은 사라지지 않아. 돌고 돌아 기적처럼 다시 만났어. 긴 시간을 지나쳐 왔지만 끝내 널 찾아낸다. 나로 이어졌던 나로 새겨졌던 우리의 다정한 그 계절 속에 영원히 함께할 거야. 영원히 함께인 거야. 전부 사라질 것 같이 믿기지 않았어. 돌고 돌아 시간 속에 다시 만났어.
Wow, that song looks a little different when we're 30 songs deep, 34 songs deep. However many songs we've done, I think I've lost track now. But yeah, it's the little details like in the train, and how when they pass through the train, it's different music videos, and weirdly enough, even like the clock, that's usually spells out G, right? And like weirdly enough, this is like one of the more GFriend sounding songs from Hybe that I've heard. And it's the one that they basically are saying goodbye to. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was a little underwhelmed. But I think the consistency and who they are as people did eventually win me over. I think one thing that I absolutely love is the actual story itself. Even if it didn't quite have the ending that I think we all would have liked, and they stay together and continue to make music and, you know, all that other stuff. But they defied all the odds. And I think the interesting thing is like when you look at their story I find it to be really inspirational. Um, Obviously, with a lot of the things that have happened in my life, I was not quite able to really start normally like everybody else, especially like due to the car wreck and the time it took to recover, still recovering from. And there was a long time where I just kind of thought that that was it. I didn't really feel like that there was any chance or opportunity that I had to ever, find a passion again. And I think with, how everything has gone between getting into K-pop and finding groups that just absolutely, I love their music and have absolutely reinvigorated all my love for music again. I felt really defeated when I was kind of coming out of the metal scene in a lot of ways, although I still listen to a ton of metal. Um, the difference is, I think, the people. And that's what I think is so cool about GFriend. Is that, to me, like, the music is good. The music has definitely got me to wiggle and smile and cry and think and ponder. But if I'm being real, I think the thing is just them as people. I don't think there's any group in the last little bit that has defied not just expectations, but the underdog story, which is personally like one of my favorite underwriting tool, or not underwriting. I'm not somebody who underwrites loans, but writing under the underdog writing mechanic is one of my favorites in all of literature. And I don't know if there's a bigger underdog group than GFriend. And for that, it kind of helps me and attaches me to the ground and lets me have hope. And honestly, I don't feel like I felt that in a while. So I feel like that this is a beautiful way to see this end. Um yeah, I really liked it. So I guess I'll say, just if you didn't catch it on the other video, keep an eye out for Tuesday. I might be doing something special. But as for GFriend themselves, thank you everybody for being patient till I could get to them. It was actually meant to be done a lot sooner. I greatly appreciate the recommendations. I greatly appreciate the support. I greatly appreciate anybody who's come and watched. This blew my mind. Buddies kind of came out a little bit more in force than I was expecting. And, I'll tell you right here, right now. You ready for this? I'm actually already ready to tell y'all. When it comes to numbers on the channel, GFriend did better numbers than Blackpink. So, buddies are definitely a lot more dedicated from what I can see. But I love this. I love this group. I definitely want to keep some tabs going. So, if at any time that you see my channel pass by and you see something, you think to yourself, hey, I'm going to recommend him something. I don't care if it's in the middle of watching San from ATEEZ play pickleball with Jungkook. And you say, hey, check out some more GFriend. Always. I cannot stress this enough. If you ever want something and want me to watch something or want to recommend anything at all, any video, anytime, it does not matter. Please just feel free to leave a recommendation at any point. I greatly appreciate it. I love it. In any case, this is the end of 1 Week Club for GFriend. and I have been greatly appreciative of this time together with them, with Buddy, who have come and given me just a wonderful welcoming to the fandom. I love it. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Hat goes right there. Keep an eye out Tuesday.